2014 Skoda DSG issues, problems with some codes coming up relating to parking lock on the shift lever. So this is a 1.6 CUH engine, 7-speed DQ200 DSG box. We'll just take a quick look at the code. So the code is B116229, which is shift lever, range, performance, implausible signal, etc. It's a common enough code, and it seems to be relating to the shift lever. So this is just actually what we have in that car there. As I say, that'll be the OCW prefix for that 7-speed. It's the more modern 7-speed with the dry clutches. The shift lever we can see here, and they're looking for, I think, €700 for a new one. Yep. So taking it out, we literally have 4 bolts here from the inside. Pop up, here it is here. Pop up the trim. Take your time with that. Disconnect the multi-plug, and this guy here for just the indicator what gear you're in. Underneath, you need to disconnect this end. Here you can undo this bolt here and take out this clip where it goes into the gearbox. Need to take down the heat shielding underneath, or move to one side, a little bit of work in that, and you can pull out the whole lot up through the transmission tunnel. When you get it out, you pull a bung, and if you see here, open and close, have the shift lever in the middle position there, and you turn that to the open position, obviously, and pull the cable out. Pull the cable disengages easily. Next step will be to pull out, which I've done most of them, just these Torxes all around here. There's a ring of them and one in the center, and then we'll have a look at what's going on inside and what might be causing this problem. Okay, so I haven't taken off the shroud here because this is just like a friction grip here with a compression clip. You know, I'd prefer to use a new one if I did take it off, and I don't have one, so I'm not going to take it off. That'll have to be cut off and re-crimped, so I'm going to leave that on. Basically, this half comes off complete. Not as easy as that. There's a little bit of sealant around in the bottom edge for whatever reason. You could use a heat gun to make that easy. It does clip in here and here. There's a couple of location dowels. You'll see right there maybe. But gentle, and you will get it off. Make a mental note of everything when it comes off. In terms of the shoe down here, what direction it is. Okay, so this is actually the shift lever module here itself. I get a bit of light in there. So that's our microcontroller inside there, and this spigot here is basically moving up, down, left, right. It's non-contact. It's a non-contact position lever inside there. This guy is spring-loaded, so when I pull him out, the whole thing, the cassette is going to shoot forward, and there's a spring inside in this little tunnel here. Just be careful, aware of that. This only just slots in. Down here, this is basically your plastic shoe with our indents to give a nice feel. This guy here is actually our pin solenoid shift lock, which is engaging and disengaging depending on the logic, whether you have the brake pedal pressed, etc. And can we see what we believe to be our problem? We might have to delve in a little bit. Oh, here. So this is probably an extra redundancy. That's our micro switch for the park position. It looks like there's a technical bulletin about this giving a little bit of trouble, in some of them anyway. So I believe that's the problem with this, and we're going to replace with another. So this switch is a Cherry brand. So Cherry will be a premium microswitch manufacturer, but it looks like they've been taken over by ZF Group now. So this is actually ZF. This isn't exactly an exact copy, in that this is probably manufactured for VW and they don't have any Cherry numbering. The numbering system isn't complete, but this is a normally open, normally closed that I've got. We're going to be using it in the normally, I'm not sure, I'll check. I think it's a normally closed position, and so we'll be soldering on here and here. I'll double check that in a second, but first we'll strip this down. Okay, so I've taken out the shift lever. This cantilevers into this position. So when I'm putting it back in, it'll go in here first and swing down at the bottom. And then there is a bush here that needs to be pressed down in after. I wouldn't do, there's probably not much need to do too much dismantling. All this can obviously come out, but I wouldn't bother. We can see now this carriage is after coming forward here. You can see that's spring loaded because it's not engaging anymore with this little location tab here. So when I'm putting that back in, I'll probably, I think what I did before previously, I push it in and I stick a pin in to keep it back while I locate that. But we'll get on with, I'm just going to pull that micro switch and resolder in a new one. So I've checked this in the specs, it's exactly the same mechanical dimensions because it's from the same switch family, and we'll drop that in. Okay, so let's just, I desolder that, and you can see we're in the normally closed position is what we're using. So it's the same numbering system because they're the exact same switches, except one is a double pole and the other one is a single pole. So I will, because it needs to go right down onto that tab just here, I'll have to cut out the center position, the normally open. I'll just clip that with the side cutters and we'll solder on these guys and start to reassemble. So that's successfully installed, and as you can see, this is actually what's activating that when we hit our shift lever here. That's back in there. It definitely has a nicer feel to it. So I'm not sure what the issue is with this switch. There's definitely a TSB technical service bulletin from VAG Group about it. So hopefully this will sort our problem. Now we'll reassemble. Okay, so I held back that spring with a paper clip, and I'm engaged again. Let me see in that in the non-contact mechanism there. This is a little fiddly to get this bottom section in. If you can't move it forward, it could be the shift lock pin can stop you because that's electrically pulled in, but you can override that with this yellow fella at the back. You just push that down. Take your time and don't force anything. It looks like we're back in there now. Make sure the shoe there at the bottom is engaged in the spigots down at the bottom. That needs to be pushed in, but it'll run smoothly anyway when you put the cover on. Everything looks pretty okay. Just make sure you don't leave anything inside there. So all back together. Maneuver the shift lever so this guy's in the center of the hole. That bung will have to be taken out initially. This is our cable. Gearbox end. Again, you should be able to see the shine there where the nut was. There's a little, you can see it. That clamps onto the gearbox. There's adjustment there. Forget about the adjustment. Put it back exactly where it was, and you won't have to go messing around with neutral positions or anything else like that. This is the other end. So let's see if I can do this with one hand. Okay. So it needs to be vertical. The T shape needs to be vertical. Damn. That's it, gone in there. Okay. Now simply anti-clockwise, and it locks in place. Push this in, and we have also a clip. Okay, so that's fully home. So we're ready to stick in. Feed it in. Cable in from interior of the car. Just for self-tappers as such, to mount it down, put back on the trim, in the connectors. I'm not going to be using VAGCOM to do anything. There's no need to. Definitely don't go reinitializing the gearbox or anything crazy like that. And this should be good. Okay, so that's all back in, screw down, and we put back on the covers. Air mass meter and stuff is disconnected outside. I just tried it shifting up and down there. Everything looks good. On the diagnostics, everything is checking out. So I think that's sorted.